name is Renita, and today I will be presenting on a topic of growing significance: the Islamic financial system. In particular, we will focus on the Islamic money market, which has been expanding rapidly in recent times. This market is crucial for providing short-term financing and investment opportunities that are compliant with Sharia law. In this forum discussion, we will identify the key characteristics of the Islamic money market with special reference to the use of the third-party guarantee and the prospects and problems associated with it. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, a very good morning. My name is Muhammad Fatihi bin Abdullah. I will present about the issue based on the relevant forum topic: Islamic money market and application of third-party guarantees. There are several issues that will be discussed in this forum. Among them issues: lack of literature, disagreement among classical and contemporary scholars, Sharia compliance, differentiating Islamic money market transactions from conventional ones, lack of empirical studies. Assalamu alaikum and a very good day to everyone. Welcome to our forum discussion on today's topic, which is one of the most important aspects of the Islamic money market: third-party guarantees. Before we proceed to our forum, I would like to introduce our panelists for today. Our first panel is Ms. Aisha Hassan, a business owner.
Hi everyone. My name is Aisha and I'm a small business owner who is interested in utilizing the Islamic money market for short-term financing. My concern is about the potential impact of fees associated with third-party guarantees on the accessibility of these instruments for smaller businesses.
Thank you, Aisha. Now, next to her is our special panel 2, Dr. Omar Khalid. Dr. Khalid is a legal scholar specializing in Islamic finance and a consultant. Other than that, we also have Sarah Mohammed, a Sharia compliance officer at a leading Islamic financial institution. She is particularly interested in ensuring that all financial instruments and practices within the Islamic money market follow Sharia principles. Now, she is exploring alternative solutions like Sharia compliant insurance and sees the potential of technology to enhance the system.
Hello everyone.
Before we start our forum in detail, indeed it is common knowledge that Islamic finance focuses on the provision of Sharia compliant financial tools and operations. Today we will discuss the issues and prospects connected with the application of third-party guarantees.
Hi everyone. The money market in Islam is very appealing to anyone in search of halal financial tools and products. However, the question that has always been of interest to me is the third-party guarantees issue. Based on the article Islamic Money Market and Application of Third-Party Guarantee for Economic Development mentioned that there are opinions regarding fees for these guarantees. What do you think of this? Are such guarantees to be completely free of charge and without any obligations, or can there be some form of fee structure that can be applied under certain circumstances?
That is a good point which I agree with. In my opinion, the issue of fees being allowed is relative. Third-party guarantees were previously referred to as voluntary undertakings that were not part of a business transaction. But the contemporary financial environment is different. Sometimes, it may not be easy to find someone willing to act as a guarantor for the loan.
While I can appreciate the thought process behind incentives, are fees not against the principles of Islamic finance? Why should we not work to develop a culture of trust and cooperation within the context of the Islamic financial system? Charging fees could also bring about a commercial aspect, and this is against Sharia laws.
I think that both arguments were great and I agree with what both sides have said. Well, maybe there is a middle ground. We could look at more scenarios where fees might be acceptable. For example, what if a transaction is considered to be risky in nature? Could the guarantor then be compensated for taking on that additional risk?
I believe that is a very interesting idea. In the case where the fee is directly proportional to the risk taken, it may be considered as a way of earning back some of the money lost instead of being purely profitable. However, wouldn't that call for a sound risk mitigation framework within the Islamic money market to set right fees?
Absolutely. Third-party guarantees are also used in the financial markets, and thus regulatory bodies have a very important role in the regulation of the use of the third-party guarantees. There is a need for clear policies on fees to avoid exploitation, high charges, and unreasonable charges that are not balanced to the risk level.
Yes, it is still important to regulate, but we should not lose sight of the effects on participation in the market. However, if fees do become a factor that affects the market, then it might frighten small investors or businesses from engaging in the Islamic money market. Availability and integration of the disabled into the society should be a constant consideration.
Yes, that is a very valid point. The challenge is to strike a fine line between Sharia compliance, effective and efficient markets, and market accessibility. Maybe, one should try to introduce different levels of fees depending on the services provided. The transactions that are less risky may have a small or no fee at all, while those that are risky may have a reasonable fee depending on the risk factor.
That sounds promising. It is also necessary to recall that third-party guarantees are also actively used in traditional financial activities. What are some of the major differences in the Islamic perspective, and are there any advantages or disadvantages that may be seen?
Excellent question. In conventional finance, cost of guarantees has been regarded as one of the most frequent practices. The Islamic approach is based on the non-recourse nature of the guarantee and on the Sharia compliance issue. It may possibly contribute to a more ethical approach in the handling of risks in the Islamic money market. Perhaps, it is possible to ponder over the fact that there are other possibilities which can be offered instead of third-party guarantees. Can Islamic financial institutions be able to implement internal controls that are able to address the issues of risks without compromising the Sharia laws?
Yes, it is good to look at it from that angle. It may be worthwhile to attempt to think about potential Sharia-compliant insurance products. These could provide similar risk management benefits but without the additional layers of third-party guarantee.
All these are good points, and it is right to say that there will always be some demerit in any given merit. Other factors that may be involved in the future include technology factors, for instance, blockchain. Propose an effective and secure approach to documenting and authenticating guarantees in the context of the Islamic money market. This could lead to increased efficiency and reduction in reliance on the traditional third-party systems.
That sounds really fascinating, I must say. Therefore, blockchain technology has the potential of revolutionizing the way many things are done in finance. It would be rather useful to know how it can be used in addressing challenges in the Islamic money market.
From this discussion, it is evident that third-party guarantees are associated with some problems in the Islamic money market. Hence, the collective responsibility of the scholars, the financial institutions and the regulators to ensure that the future of a sound Sharia-compliant financial system that is open for more players to participate in is achieved. Of course it does. This forum discussion has helped to reveal the issues that surround the third-party guarantees in the Islamic money market.
What Dr. Khalid said is correct. One of the issues that arise in the Islamic money market and the use of third-party guarantees is the lack of literature. This lack of literature is a complex matter that reflects the challenges in research and development in the field of Islamic finance. This is said because most of the existing literature focuses on collateral in general without specific discussion of its application in the general money market. In addition, the disagreement among classical and contemporary scholars is also an issue that arises in the Islamic money market and the use of third-party guarantees. This issue arises due to a misunderstanding between classical and contemporary scholars, where classical scholars say that the payment should be done voluntarily without any payment. Contemporary scholars say that this payment may be allowed in certain circumstances only. I agree with the argument given, Sarah. For everyone's information, Sharia compliance is a very serious issue that should be discussed in this forum. This is said because Sharia compliance is a very important foundation in Islamic finance, and it is a shared responsibility between Islamic financial institutions, regulatory bodies, Sharia members and the community. It involves the practice of principles such as the prohibition of usury, interest, gharar, uncertainty, maisir, gambling, and also the prohibition of unclear muamalat. All these principles should be practiced to ensure stability and fairness in the Islamic financial system.
Yes, that's right. Sharia compliance should be practiced in every business involving Islamic finance. The Sharia regulatory body must assume responsibility as best as possible to ensure that these Islamic financial institutions comply with Sharia principles in each of their operations. This Islamic finance complies with the principles of Sharia in each of their operations. If they do not carry out their responsibilities well, it will have a serious and detrimental effect on the Islamic financial system. This is said to be so because the failure to ensure compliance with Sharia principles can damage the community's trust in Islamic financial institutions, which will result in the loss of customers and also account holders, which will obviously cause great losses to Islamic financial institutions and also the community.
I agree with Dr. Khalid's opinion. Not only that, without effective supervision, Islamic financial institutions may fall into practices that do not comply with the principles, as Aisha said a moment ago. This will damage the integrity and also morality in the society, which will create a negative view of the society towards the Islamic financial system.
Also, do not forget the issue of how to distinguish Islamic money market transactions from conventional ones, especially in the field of third-party guarantees related to conventional market charge fees should be debated in this forum. This issue became a topic of conversation because it involves some principal differences between the two systems. This is because operational guidelines have created an inconsistent view of fees and mean there are no clear and agreed operational guidelines on third-party guarantees, which have created practical barriers.
Lack of empirical studies related to Islamic money market instruments and the use of third-party guarantees in the market is also an issue. This lack can be seen from the aspect of research methodology. Empirical studies in this field often use inappropriate methodologies that will affect the Islamic financial system.
From all the issues discussed, this will clearly leave a negative impact on the Islamic money market and the use of third-party guarantees where it affects the entire Islamic financial system. Thank you to our panelists for sharing their valuable insights today. These discussions are key to moving forward in a thoughtful and progressive manner. Before we take a break, let's set the stage for our next session. In the second session, we will further discuss the effects of third-party guarantees on the Islamic money market in general. We will also look at possible recommendations that can assist in the formation of a strong and Sharia compliance system. Hi everyone. 20 minutes, the time to take a break is over. Let's continue the forum to the impact session. Now, I would like to highlight a topic that is quite interesting to be discussed on impact third-party guarantees for economic development. I am sure that every one of us has our own knowledge and thoughts on this topic. Without wasting time, let's hear about our topic discussion today from the first invited panel to Dr. Omar Khalid. Thanks to the moderator. With what I've learned, there will be a risk later on for someone who uses a third-party guarantee but is unaware of the information. As there is no initial financial transaction when guarantees are granted, individuals are often not aware of the legal consequences and financial risks involved. So, is it accurate to say that it has an impact on the financial risk associated with third-party guarantees?
Based on the article Islamic Money Market and Application of Third-Party Guarantee in order to achieve stable economic development in the Islamic money market, it is crucial to pay adequate attention to this risk and execute appropriate risk management. Yes, it has a detrimental impact on the banking industry. Monetary risk level is established by adjusting the interest rate on short-term investments without affecting commercial banks' reserve funds. However, the positive impact of third-party guarantees has many benefits for economic instrument development. What is your opinion, Sarah? In my opinion, Mudharaba financing from a third-party guarantee has had a positive impact on Islamic money market development. A guarantor in the contemporary commercial setting does not usually guarantee payment without a charge from the original debtor. Therefore, there is almost unanimity on the matter that the positive effect on the guarantee is a voluntary transaction and no payment can be imposed on a guarantee. That was a great point to be said. However, could you elaborate on the guarantor's options in this situation? To be specific, the guarantee itself must be provided without charge, but the guarantor may only be able to recover the real secretarial costs incurred in providing the guarantee. That's it. I'll pass it back to our moderators.
That sounds convincing, but I have a question for Dr. Khalid. How third-party guarantees can affect the Islamic money market and financial affairs? As we know, this guarantee must be done without any payment because if the guarantee is issued for a fee and commercial transactions are limited, for example, to traders who know each other. Given that Islamic Sharia holds that whenever harm happens in the public system, it is evident that this has an impact on society at large and the public interest. Based on your explanation, do you strongly agree that Islamic money market uses third-party guarantees that give many benefits that are used in Islamic money market involved in the investment? Yes, third parties who are not making investments in the transaction may freely guarantee the main amount, an element of the profit and the price at which the transaction is to be completed in the Islamic money market. This has a positive impact on transactions becoming the growth of economic development. But, I can say in Islamic money market, the third-party guarantee scheme has had a significant impact on the financial market. Does anyone agree with the point I gave?
Yes, I totally agree with your point of view. The Islamic money market has provided an important source of liquidity and confidence for both bank and guarantor. It has played an important role in promoting finance and has allowed banks to expand their operations. However, this third-party guarantee must be done voluntarily because it is not allowed in Islamic law to take payment on the guarantee.
Last question, I would like to ask our third panel, Sarah, for today. How do you think mudarbaha and third-party guarantees in Islamic money market can have an impact on the issues faced from different angles?
Yes, the guarantor feels that the guarantee has become a necessity, especially in international trade where the seller and the buyer do not know each other and the payment of the price by the buyer cannot be simultaneous with the supply of the goods. It's obvious that a third party that can ensure payment is required. It is challenging to locate guarantors who are willing to give this service at no cost in the necessary quantity.
Before we end our forum for today, for the last one, we would like to discuss Islamic money market and third-party guarantee suggestions. I think there's a lot of room for improvement. What innovations or changes do you think may be done to increase its appeal to investors and increase its efficiency? Any suggestions? Thank you, Ms. Moderator. I want to choose the Sharia-compliant guarantee structures to solve the issue. Sharia-compliant guarantee structures, also known as Islamic guarantees, are financial instruments used within Islamic finance to mitigate risk while adhering to Islamic law, Sharia. Unlike conventional guarantees, they avoid elements of interest, riba, and focus on risk sharing. There are 3 ways to do it. The first one is conditional guarantees. It can create guarantee arrangements that only take effect in certain situations, therefore more closely conforming to the Islamic finance notion of risk sharing. In this case, the guarantor might only intervene if a predetermined risk event occurs with the underlying transaction.
For me, as a small business owner, I would suggest another way to improve it. I want to pick the alternative risk mitigation strategy. Profit-sharing agreements. Instead of standard guarantees, consider profit-sharing agreements in which the guarantor receives a percentage of the profits if the transaction succeeds. This better conforms with Islamic finance's risk-sharing principles. So, is it correct to declare that it has a good suggestion for the Islamic money market third-party guarantee? In my opinion, suggestions on how to improve our topic are technology and the growth of markets. Make effective use of technology for risk assessment. Develop more complex risk assessment models by using technologies such as big data analytics, which will enable more informed choices on third-party guarantees. This way you can improve decision-making. Technology-driven risk assessments can give more objective and data-driven insights, resulting in more informed judgments regarding granting third-party guarantees.
That's a good point, everyone. Does anyone want to add more points about our discussion? Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I would love to add some more. As I said, the 3 ways on how Sharia-compliant guarantee structures. I want to add 2 more. The next point is to investigate the possibilities of Sukuk al-Kafala, a guarantee certificate that complies with Sharia law. This product distributes risks and benefits by Islamic principles by pooling money from several participants to offer a guarantee. The last point is Sharia-compliant security. Permit the guarantee to be secured by Sharia-compliant security, such as asset ownership. This may encourage prudent borrowing practices and risk reduction.
I also want to add my point. Encouraging education and awareness are also included in technology and the growth of markets. You may increase market growth and participation by educating institutions and prospective investors about Sharia-compliant risk mitigation techniques and the Islamic money market. For example, go audiences. Among potential investors, a large number of people with an interest in Islamic finance may be unaware of the wide range of investment options found in the Islamic money market. They may learn about the many Sharia-compliant instruments that are available, their risk-return profiles, and how they stack up against traditional options with the aid of educational campaigns.
For the last one to conclude our topic, I want you for all the participation to choose the best one for the suggestion that you all discuss on Islamic money market and third-party guarantees.
In my opinion, the best way is to increase emphasis on due diligence. Improving the due diligence processes for underlying transactions can assist detect possible risks early on, decreasing the total requirement for guarantees. This way it can reduce risk. Thorough due diligence identifies possible difficulties early on, such as financial insecurity, legal challenges, or reputational hazards. This enables parties to make informed decisions while avoiding costly mistakes. Next, it also can improve transparency. A powerful due diligence procedure promotes openness among all parties involved. This promotes trust and improves commercial partnerships. As I said before, I want to choose to encourage education and awareness. It is because the Islamic money market and third party can guarantee growth and innovation. Development of new products and services. A wider pool of knowledgeable participants can boost innovation. As more individuals learn about the Islamic money market, there is a larger need for new Sharia-compliant financial instruments and services. Hence, this promotes a more dynamic and competitive marketplace. Next, it can also improve market efficiency. Education can lead to a greater knowledge of Sharia principles in the financial sector. This enables the creation of more efficient financial products and services tailored to the special requirements of Islamic investors.
The best suggestion for me is my first point, which is Sharia-compliant guarantee structures. Why I choose this is because it improves understanding and acceptance. Reduce stigma. Increased understanding can assist remove myths and unfavorable views of Sharia-compliant assurances. This may lead to a greater acceptance and implementation of these products by both Islamic financial institutions and investors. Next, it also increased confidence in Sharia compliance. Educating stakeholders about the Sharia screening process for guarantee structures will help them feel more confident in their commitment to Islamic values. Thus, this builds trust and encourages involvement in the market.
Agrees.
Fantastic. That's a very good point from our panelist. Here's the poll question. Based on the suggestions discussed today, which approach holds the most potential for improving the use of third-party guarantees within the Islamic money market? Emphasis on Sharia-compliant guarantee structures. Utilizing technology for risk assessment. Encouraging education and awareness. Combination of the above. Kindly vote in the chat window and let us know which one you preferred. Looks like we have a good mix of votes. A significant portion of the audience favors a combination of all 3 approaches. This reinforces the importance of a multi-pronged strategy. Absolutely. It is therefore possible for Islamic money markets to embrace structures that are Sharia compliant, technological developments and education to form a strong and effective system.
I agree completely, Dr. Ghalid. There are 2 key areas that are going to determine the future of the Islamic money market: innovation and partnership. Thus, it is possible to build a financial system that is Sharia compliant and responsive to the needs of all market members.
Well said, Aisha. Once again, We would like to express our gratitude for your contribution to this study. We appreciate your valuable time. This forum has been a great platform for exchanging ideas and exploring solutions for the Islamic money market. We encourage you to continue the conversation by sharing your thoughts with relevant organizations and regulatory bodies. Last but not least, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to our honor panelists, Dr. Khalid, Sarah, and Aisha. Your expertise and diverse perspectives have been invaluable in enriching this forum. Thank you for joining our forum today on Islamic money market and third-party guarantees. We appreciate your participation.